Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, innovating, and amazing Propagandacast from me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master propaganda hero, psych defender of the fatherland, off into glorious 1v1 on Langraskaya. In the north, it is Eats fighting here for the Red Army, the Soviet Union, Comrade Stalin. Here with Combined Arms Army, with anti-tank and ambush tactics, Guards Rifle Infantry, Recon flights, howitzers, and the bombing strike here. Definitely a not too common commander in 1v1 matches here, but our way forming up here with the 7th Guards Mechanized Corps in the south. It is BBangya, that we'll just call him BB. Fighting here for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland, and the 16th Panzer Grenadier shown here with Jaeger Infantry, Lightning War, and Spearhead. As always, a big, hearty, and spectacular thanks to my patrons, boarders, champions, heroes, and wonderful people, one and all. Other people can join the ranks, support the Propagandacast, because without their support, the Propagandacast would simply put not be possible. So do consider. You can also donate via PayPal. Links in the description. A bit of appreciation that way would, of course, also help me out. And finally, commenting, liking, sharing, subscribing. Much mundane, but also helpful. So, off to the races we are here. It's Russians troops rushing the centre, sandbagging up here. East side, also a bit of manoeuvring here, straight for the few points there. Looking to occupy the building, scout out against German manoeuvres. And there go BB here, moving up straight for the centre with info to the Pioneers here. Launching a surprise raid here on the centre that Eats is just not ready for. Because typically the Wehrmacht have more focus around securing the western fuel point here if they're in the south. But so far BB is going on the offense here for Deutschland. Second Grenadier Squad there on the way for the German army. Reposition the machine gun here, catching it. Eats constantly there by the eastern victory point here. Sending big east here. Bold strategy and tactic here by BB. I mean, if this works out, it can obviously put a lot of pressure on his opponent, but it fails, he's going to be like fairly behind on resources very quickly here versus Eats. So it's definitely a bit of a risky maneuver here by BB. It is a bit of a risky maneuver. Ground western point here for the Grenadiers. Almost got the munitions, but again, it is worth noting he will definitely not be getting quite as much fuel there as his opponent for at least a brief while. Ground the western victory point here. Grenadiers trying to cut up the flank here. Eats his sneak about. They're looking to find a weak gap here. He can sort of push through and deal some damage. 4th conscript here for Eats. Interesting build there as well. Typically, again, 3 conscripts means is more common here, particularly if they have Guards, Rifle, Infantry, but Eats is going for the 4 conscript build. That's so you can still go for Guardsmen, since the Guardsmen still work with that, obviously. 3rd Grenadier Squad here for BB. On the west side, we got Eats conscript moving up there, probing here, looking for a way straight to the western fuel point there. On the east side there, a bit of maneuvering here. We got some aggressive mining here from Eats as well there. Thumbs up to that. Could definitely give the German player a nasty surprise. Sandbags there by the eastern victory point, almost done. Centre and western one helped by the Germans, east one by the Soviets, and the east side then is caught here by the Grenadiers. And routed in the west here, Pioneers for the country continue to fight out. The Grenadiers up to assist. In the centre there, more sandbags. And we definitely see Eats is preparing a lot of terrain ahead of time here. Basically trying to do it while, you know, BB is not paying attention. So tactically that is very interesting here what Eats is doing. But the question is, what exactly is it leading up to? I am less sure. Moving up the centre, got the country in heavy cover. Obviously, the Grenadiers also in heavy cover. More troops moving up here, but they're getting flanked by their conscript here in also heavy cover. They're not ones they lay down. Back here, medics plus spawn company out there for Eats. Grenadiers rushing the conscript here, taking advantage of the fact that conscripts are too far apart to easily assist each other. We do get the other squad arriving, but there's simply too much pressure here, and Eats conscripts there are easily pushed back. Surprised he didn't also lay on sandbag position here to that way provide better coverage around this area. Looking forward to joining in as well now, so definitely won't be doing that now. And we got the path to the car point wide open here for the German army as BB and the 16th Panzer Grenadier Division pushes forwards. But there you go. Eats with a return move as well. This sneaks up behind BB's front line, goes for the car point here though. He also needs to grab the center victory point for this to be effective. But quite an interesting maneuver there, a bit bold. Spawn company out there. Got the carve point, but again, as you might notice, BB's territories are not a cut-off because the center victory point acts as another cut-off point. It's a bit of a quirk of Langraskaya, actually. A bit of a quirk there. So, neat maneuver there, but without the control of the central victory point, it won't do as much damage there to BB as he would like to. Grenadiers and Pioneers push back there for the carve point, allowing here Eats to reclaim it for the Red Army. Got flamethrowers up there, nothing at Spawn Company yet. We got the machinery position here. We got the country they're trying to dive away here, but they're being pursued by a furious force of German infantry here, intent on murder. We also worth noting he's got up to 4 Grenadiers here alongside the info too, so quite infantry heavy build here by BB. We're sending out some pressure there to Eats, who's going for a mortar. I think that's a very excellent idea, in particular on a map like Langraskaya. Honestly, like most 1v1 maps. I feel like some maps like Langraskaya, mortar's an excellent addition here, so thumbs up to Eats there. I definitely think a mortar here is going to be very helpful versus BB and make it harder for BB to do what he wants to. In particular, remember to use the barrage ability. It could give BB a really bad time of it. There you go, mortar out, the PM41 82mm mortar. Right going for the conscripts. Damages Constantine and Yuri, but no casualties. Armored Kai for BB, that's going to add some more pressure there to Eats. I imagine we're looking at the guard squad here to counter that initially, though of course he may also go straight for a field gun. We'll have to see what exactly it plans, but the mortar there of course being hauled forward to the front line. Armored Kai almost down there, and he's moving forwards further. He needs to retreat them though. Oh, he's going to lose them, he's going to lose them. Not entirely sure what went wrong there for Eats, but yep, that's a wipe in the engineer squad there, plus a loss of the flamethrower. I'm guessing a misclick or a misordering. Hard to say here, whatever the case. Ends up being quite costly. They're going to need to shoot the conscript squad. That also leaves engineers because they're going to need something to counter the armored cars. So the shade for Eats here was like, you know, looking positively good, and engineers got wiped, and then things just kind of fell apart a bit here for him. Like he was almost stabilizing. And then the jackboot of the Third Reich just crunched on his fingers. Still with the mortars and some pressure. We do get a field gun here. Was kind of expecting the guard squad here first. Would have been more immediate, more pressure on the armored car. But could also deal with the grenadiers with a light machine gun here. But obviously the field gun is also, you know, a nice, solid anti-tank addition. Rifling it off there. Firing at the mortar. Nice maneuver there. Take advantage. Is going to try and move the conscript squad. Then rifling it to the mortar. Thumbs up there to BB. That was pretty sneaky there. Mortar narrowly gets away there. Well, two of the mortar's crew gets away. The rest are what you'd call dead. Expired. Field gun out there though for Eats and the Red Army on coming up. Machines assist here on the west side there. Grenadiers push up for the western victory point. Centre being claimed here with the 16th Panzer Grenadier Division as BB urges his men forwards for the Reich. Back here, troop reinforcing healing here. Mortar there just barely getting healed up as well before being pushed back into the front line here. And starting to bombard the German positions once more as BB and the Third Reich advances. In the west country around the western point here. Mortifier close to the enemy for 2 kills Otto. So they're getting the armored cars to the conscripts. Mortar the half-day to veterans you want. Field gun there gets a credit from the 2-2 straight through the side armour. You got the west side with the conscripts. These are the grenadiers falling back. Field gun shoots, misses. Steady grenadier push here. We got light missions with BB. No sign of a commander yet for him. And mortar as well for him though. Responding here to the Soviet mortar. Certainly showing that the mortar is weighing heavily on his mind. Almost as heavily as the mortar bombs are weighing on his troops. West side there. Could see a bit more exploitation I think there by Eats. But at the same time the armoured car can sort of shut that down. So without some light vehicles of his own as an armour, that won't happen anytime soon. And I think at this stage Each is more likely to push for the T-34 from 6th than go for a T-70, though I could be proven wrong very easily. Steady advancing through the centre. Bit of a standoff here over the eastern victory point there. Machine car in the centre, but quick get smoked up. And there you go, German mortar up here, the Granadenwerfer 34. Not to confuse with the Granadenwerfer 43, which was the heavy mortar based off the Soviet heavy mortar. In fact, it was a straight up copy of it. Sandbags going up here again, further. Lining up a defensive line here against the Germans. Going to push up the centre here. Pioneers moving as well there. Field gun ambushed up, ready to surprise those Germans with a 76.2mm armor piercing shell. He's being hammered here by German mortar fire there, pushing straight up the centre there, where Eats is just not ready for it. We got the armored car supporting plus grenadiers, and of course the MD42 team acting as a further anchor point here, of which to base BB's assault on. But there you go, field bombarding here, almost kills Friedrich there, but the rest of the squad survives here, even as Friedrich gets splattered all across them. Mortar here bombarding away the machine moving forwards here further. Pioneers pressing on towards the car pump, plus gunners on the flank here. Mortar fire, whoops, sorry about that, mouse slipped. We can dust that. And there you go, mine goes off, the killing Heinz and Ludwig. As the Pioneers pushing the car upon them, backed up the armored car. BB tank going out there for each, and the Red Army. Consequence of Presti, 5 kills. Veterans 1. Machine gun further advances there for the Reich. Pioneers pushed off the car upon Mortify there. Snaps out Boris, and there you go. Film about the info through there. Good hit. They almost wipes it out there. Possible chance for acting a wipe here. Very close call. The machine gun is narrowly alive there. In the south, the Consequence push back with the Pioneers and the armored car combo. The gun is mortar from the rifle grenading the mortar, not the other way around. Mortar they will have to fall back again. Got 2 kills on a close veterans 1 here. Armored coming straight to the center field, coming up once more here for the Red Army, and doesn't get the shot off back here. Tech down there for each, but I'm very much, he's going to go for the mechanized armor company and start preparing for those T-34s and 6s, which will definitely be much better able, I think, to apply the needed shot to really breach BB's lines. Back here, tech for BB and the German army. The 16th Panzergrenadier Division, 5th Panzergrenadier Company. Consequence of the Grenadiers here, lining up for rifle grenade, perhaps? No! In the center there, though. Soviet infantry under intense fire here as BB looks to outmaneuver. Field gun there, moving in slow motion, which I always find is amusing. Like the entire unit just practically moves in slow motion when they're sort of ambushed up like that. Good hit then the armored car, but obviously got a lot more hits that need to be done. West side, they're pushing up here for the Red Army, except, you know, they're just staring as he grabs the point. Don't worry, Sergei! We got you covered from over here! Liars! What's that? We can't hear you! Idiots. Squad about to get wiped out there. Mechanized armor coming, of course, opens up for squad upgrades. Surprised no guardsmen here. Field gun bombarding that fence. A sign, of course, of fascism. It's bourgeoisie. Anyways, turning around here, field keeps missing. Mortar there could try and join in here. German mortar there with 2 kills as well. There we go, landing close to the M42 there. Consul's got the center victory point on the east side there, breaching up, and there you go. Pioneers bypassing the entire front line, going straight for the fuel point here as Eats is focused on the center there. Smart move of BB, thumbs up. That said, Eats is very, very close to the T-34 6, and BB is actually some time away from any armor. So this could actually work out fairly well for Eats, and could very well be the moment, the pivotal moment, where he basically, you know, gets his match in his favor. He just needs to save a bit of manpower now, and then he can start rolling out those T-34 6s. And there you go, back at the base. We got BB with Spawn McCall worth noting. He's got 2 Pioneer squads up already. Very good. Thumbs up. Then use the conscripts and engineers. Mortar could be moved in to deal with that as well. There you go, bombarding the Grenadiers. The roof slightly giving way there. Or collapsing in some places. Conscripts routed there. But very close to that T-34 6. And these two, we've got the Pioneers about to encounter the Red Army. Need to get that fuel point back here, or at least push the western fuel point. So Poem, of course, still being built. The Pioneers apparently not being enforced, leaving just poor Friedrich there to do all the work. There's the reinforcements! I can't be left to deal with all this myself. Like, I'm fairly certain I'm missing sums here, and I'm somehow supposed to build this on my own. Get over here, you Schwein! There we go. Got the Pioneer squad. There's slightly better condition to work on it. So he's still not reinforcing them. He's just not leaving that guy to fix it up. Oh, BB. Anyways, T-34 6 halfway down there for each. That's going to be a problem there for BB. Crucially, of course, it is worth noting right now, he possesses no anti-tank guns. He doesn't even like a pair of Panzerschrecks. Like, he's got zip here for dealing with the incoming T-34 6. That's actually quite dangerous. Of course, he's going for the Panther 4, but until then, he will be at the mercy here of Eats, because the T-34 6 is really good at murdering infantry. So this could become a big problem here for BB very fast before his Panther 4 hits the field. It is also worth noting here that BB has yet to pick a commander. Needs some point of but engineers, they are harder to work with that. Fresh lines of defense being set up in the center here by Eats and his glorious men here, the 7th tank core. And there you go. T-34 lands a hit there, killing half the machine gun crew there. But this is a well-placed shots. Mortar farms got them out there. Pioneers being hammered as well by the T-34. Leaving few survivors here in the wake of the T-34s from 6's steeled advance here. The Panda 4 is right about to hit here, but meanwhile the T-34 is heading away at BB and the German army. Still not much on the west side. We got the field point reclaimed here for the Red Army. Panda 4 though has been mobilized here for BB and the 16th Panzergrenadier Division. Sent from nearby 3rd Panzer Division, as most Panzergrenadier divisions did not have any panzers attached to them. At least not organically. Typically their Panzer battalion was actually made up with Stugs. Fun fact. Troops sitting out there. We got the English move towards the centre. Control on the east. Platform there you go, tagging it through the hedges, landing a good shot on the T-34 on 6. Got that T-34 on 6 already backing off in the face of that. Returns the favour to the Panda 4, but it's down half health. We'll need to repair it. I'm leading one Guinea squad. It might take a bit of a while though. That said, it is not far away from another medium tank already. So at that point, of course, you can start really churning them out. At that point, things are going to get really threatening for BB. I would like to remind, still doesn't have like any anti-tank guns. Or Panzerschrecks. Lord Commander! Right, we're almost 20 minutes in the game here, and BB continues to operate without the commander, which definitely stands out. Straight up the centre here. Also, of course, worth noting, Eats are still yet to go for a Guards Rifle Squad either. Which is also fairly surprising considering how just good they are. Bit of skirmish continuing on the centre. The east side is again seeing some light action, but the west side is like, it might as well not exist half the time, I feel like, so far. Pioneers with the T-34 on 6. Cons being hammered here with the mortar. Katyusha there for Eats and the Red Army. I was expecting another T-34 from 6 to be honest. I mean, the Katyusha is certainly nice as well, but I feel like just more T-34 from 6s right now would obviously have a much bigger impact. Of course, Eats may not be aware his opponent does not possess any anti-tank guns, in which case, of course, going for the Katyusha does make a lot more sense. But if he was aware of BB's utter lack of any anti-tank weapons, then I do think the T-34 would make a lot more sense. Grenadiers almost got the mortar here, but the Grenadiers themselves are being mauled here by the T-34 from 6, which has already managed to get 12 kills. It's half 8 of it, soon we get 13 kills. Really just showcasing how much damage a T-34 from 6 can do in a short amount of time. Meanwhile, the Panda 4, and yeah, no, it's only managed 4 kills so far. Almost got the Grenadiers right. If we get the Yaman car press from the right flank. West side is seeing some light harassment here by Eats and the Red Army. Grenadiers watching as the cover right before them crumbles away there, leaving them deadly exposed here to the T-34 from 6 and its mighty guns. Back here, reinforcing healing. East out there, skirmishing continues here between BB and Eats as BB is firmly trying to clear that building of any Soviet men and open up the path to the fuel point. East a more easy path. T-34 from 6 almost fixed up. Got the Katyusha ready. Mortar's about to get a nasty visitor there from inside the buildings. The contact pop through. Panther 4 flies away, and there you go, another Panther 4 here for BB. At least he's not stalling for a Katyusha. And oh, Katyusha right to the base here. Could see some wipes here, but fortunately for BB, and less fortunate for Eats, most of the rockets don't really kill anything. Except for poor Otto there and some medics. Well, a medic. Nasty attempt here though by Eats, and had those rockets landed slightly different. That could have been a huge blow there to BB, to be honest. So that was very lucky there for him. Very lucky. I think also crucially does mark out, of course, BB's base as a rocket artillery target. So he will have to consider that more in the future. Mines up here, thumbs up to Eats and the Red Army. Second Panther, they're almost ready for BB, at which point he does have the arm advantage numerically here over his opponent. Of course, Eats does have an anti-tank gun, unlike BB. That said, depending on how BB makes use of his abilities. Oh, there we go. We do get Spearhead with mortar half-tacks, Panzer Tactician, reconnaissance overflight, fragmentation bombs, and the Tiger tank. Got the sandbags up there. Bit of quiet back here. We got the Eastern Point Grant with the Conscripts. West side, they bring up the Pioneers. Panther 4 on reserve. Other Panther 4 then reserve. We got the Pioneers with the Conscripts around the centre victory point. Pioneers taking nasty from the T-34, which is close to 52 already. 16 kills. Panther 4 on the flank. They're holding by the field gun. Good shot there. Punches cleaning through the frontal armour. Mines up the flank here. Lots of mines from each. Thumbs up. Grenadier advancing, going after the T-34-6, but they out-expose themselves to quite a bit of risk out in the open versus the T-34-6. Never mind all the other Soviet troops around it. In fact, half the squad, their base ends up dead without really achieving anything. In fact, most of the squad ends up dead. It's just poor Heinz there who survives. Mortifier plus the T-34 going here for the MD-32. The console flight, of course, tells the BB how his opponent's position is stuff, so he could like try and launch an attack on the flanks, but he wants to clear out the mines. Like a Panther 4 push through here. Could get behind a lot of support weapons, threaten the field gun here, or even the Katyusha maybe, and leave it in a pretty precarious position. He could also try and do the same thing by launching a tank up through here, taking the path in and getting up behind that way. In fact, be more likely to counter Katyusha, though might be more likely to get spotted by some of the white sticks. Not careful, but either way, the options are there. The question, of course, is does BB actually make use of these options, these paths? That, of course, is an entirely separate thing. North there, Pioneers routed here by the T-34 conscript combo. Didn't deal with that in mind. That could perhaps cost here in the future. Maybe, maybe not. And so the conscript being absolutely pummeled here by the Panther on the armored car. But there you go. Field gun and the T-34-6 ready to line up some more shots there. Each, by the way, can go for another T-34-6, but something tells me he is thinking now more on the lines of an Su-5 tank destroyer. As for BB, what is he planning next? Possibly, I would not be too surprised if he tries to go for a Tiger tank. Now, these were two Panther 4s and, well, armoured car. He could kind of make it work. That said, the Panther 4 in the east went in too deep with insufficient support. In fact, the correct answer there is actually went in with no support, which is definitely a bad call here, I think, by BB. But in this case, that's the cost of the Panther 4. Armoured car, though, not so lucky. That said, better to lose an armoured car than a Panther 4. And there we go. Eats is about to take out the Panther 4. Ending up costing here BB quite a bit. They lost the armoured car and a Panther 4. And while he did do some damage here to Eats, I don't think it was enough to, like, you know, pay off those costs. Okay, there we go. That helps. Like, he got a counter squad wiped. That's something. But the issue still remains. He lost a lot there. And his opponent, of course, can replace his losses easily, comparatively, though. Interesting enough, he isn't replacing like his infantry losses with more guardsmen, or going for more armor at least. So I'm not entirely sure what Eats is thinking here, but he's definitely, I feel like, making some slight odd choice here. Molotov on the mortar, though. There we go. Finally, a T-34 more here for Eats and the Red Army. Need to shoot that conscript for the MD-42 at fairly point-blank range, and they got ace level completely wiped. Then Pioneers pushed off the car point. T-34-6, they're near ace level here. Potential nightmare here for BB's infantry for sure, and even a tough time for Zarmate. Got a fragmentation bomb right around the base entrance. A bullish move here by BB. We got every console, and there you go. Causes quite a few casualties. There are no wipes, but it does further delay the repairs of the T-34-6, and I imagine gives the crew a hell of a headache. Katyusha almost ready to fire again. East side gun is moving up. And there you go. Second T-34-6 ready. In fact, he's almost got the fuel for a third T-34-6, at which point having a small platoon of T-34s could be quite the challenge for the BB. And particularly now insisting going for the Tiger tank without any anti-tank guns and all, just one Panther 4. I mean, theoretically could make it work, but it's also possible that might just go very, very sideways. In the center, so it's launching another assault here. BB there going for another Panther 4. Very good. These infantry are being absolutely mauled here beneath a torrent of fire here from Eats positions. Not much again action on the west side. They really feel like Eats could be doing more there against BB, honestly. Mortar there. Continue to pound this third position. We actually got Betsy Fleet on the third mortar with 6 kills. Comes down the eastern point. We got the Katyusha firing as well there. Really just laying it all into BB center, and it is forced withdraw here. That position is just too exposed. And the reward's just not big enough to like waste the resources there potentially. Another Panther 4, they're almost done for BB. Still surprised at the lack of any gas when you have for meats though. T-54 from 6 there, close to efficiency 1. Don't go to get that Panther 4. Second Panther 4 is ready here for BB and the German army. Kitchers they're holding back. 5 kills, close to efficiency 1. Fresh Panther for them and towards the front line, and he's being handled with the T-54-6, and bit of mistake, he gets him in the Panther fast range. Field gun though is being up to assist in case the Panther 4 decides to pursue, and it is almost wrapped up with the T-54 mortar combo. 7 kills in there, he does push into both Panther 4s here against the T-54-6. We got the near ace one arriving. T-54 takes a nice hit, they're still alive here. Panther 4 there, virtually 2 there, T-54-6 is kaput. No anti-tank grenades for that Panther 4 there. That is fairly lucky for BB. Very lucky. Oh, there you go. Does get it off, but it's too late now. Both Panther 4s actually escape here. This dang raid on Eats' tank here. Great kill there. Another T-54-6 here for Eats. Very nice idea there, though. At this point, I would not, I think, be entirely against going for an Initiative 5 tank stride to help deal with some of those Panther 4s. But anyways, you really still should bring in more infantry whenever you can. As for BB, I mean, more Panther 4s right now. Duke, I think, would be an excellent addition. Panther 4, they're being hauled back for repairs. Another Kajuja barrage. Bombarding this sort of center. Clearly hoping to get lucky, so I sense there's a bit of desperation there, but he's just firing his Katyusha rocket launcher just blindly into the fog of war. They're hoping to get lucky. Another T-54 ready here. We got the confidence of Gundisi being slowly murdered out here. Panther 4 with 6 kills. East out there once more. German infantry looking to unravel the third front line there. T-54 moving up. The other one almost fixed up again. Very close to the ace line. Increased rate of fire there. Plus better mobility, which is always really good for your tanks. Allows them to both get into the fight faster, but also get out of it faster, and of course just deals more damage. So there's a lot of advantage there to an ace tank, honestly, of Veterans 3 specifically. East side here needs to push back with the T-54-6 there. Eats continue to harass and hound here the troops as they try to probe the third front line. That said, the west side continues to see next line action. I really feel like that's the bit of an oversight there, but Eats honestly, even like BB can be doing more on the west, to be honest. Gun is routed here. Rifling against the mortar, almost got it wiped here, in fact. That's going to be a wipe, I think, unless Ichi gets very lucky. And he did not. So that's the Veterans Fleet mortar crew there, lost the Red Army. Great kill for BB, removes one thorn in his side, though, to be fair, he does have several thorns in his side at this point. Instead of their Panther 4 backing off. Will we recruit the mortar? Looks like so far the answer to that is niet. And there you go. BB with a slightly larger scale swapping up these side. Field moving straight to the line of fire there. T-54 going for the Panther 4s. In the center here, the veteran one. None of the shots though hit Nisa there. The pressure continues. The field crew's about to get wiped out. There'll be another grim blow there. He sacrificed the consequences entirely there to merge with it. Smart decision, I think, now by It's the mostly smart decision that's internet to cover up his mistake. And there we go. With this opportunity, of course, BB charges in there. Blitzkrieging firstly with the Panther 4, Veggie 2 there. Going for the isolated T-54. The other one is not moving. Clearly, Eats is completely taken aback by this sudden Blitzkrieg assault here from the German army. The Deutsche Panzerwaffe. He's down the Panther 4s into the base of Eats here. Gets the T-54 from 6, and he is just rolling back everything. A completely discombobulating armored assault team. We got a third Panther 4 BB because, yeah, that's actually pretty good. T-54 from 6, they're backing off a bit. Backing off just a bit. So that's going to be definitely a bit more of a challenge here for Eats versus BB. Only just one tank versus an opponent with 3 tanks. Plus, of course, he's still running an infantry. Meanwhile, BB is actually yet to lose a single grenadier squad. He also managed to seize the Soviet mortar. So While he doesn't have rocket artillery, he does have 2 light artillery pieces, which can actually give Eats a bit of a hard time. Especially makes remember to make use of the barrage abilities fairly consistently. So that's where things get a bit dangerous here for Eats. A bit dangerous. Keep from straight in here, going straight for the German mortar here. Got the Panther landing a good hit here. Really close to the ace on there. Go ahead. Achieve the ace will wipe the German mortar. With only 1 unit squad again, we'll take some time to fix it up. Panther on the flank here. Good shot there and there. Go anti-tank grenade timed well here for Eats. Panther on the bit on top of the T-54-6 is not looking great either. Like, it is veteran free, but it's also roughly half health here. And certainly at this point, if Eats were to lose it, I would put him in a really, really bad position. In fact, might trade him cost in the game, and it's like he's already like, you know, struggling here. So he needs to like do something impactful here against BB at the moment, because currently I think he's just, you know, playing a delaying game. He's playing to, shall I say, in a sense, not lose rather than win. I kind of feel like he's just sort of batting away at his opponent, but he's not like trying to like set up for a position where he might be able to win against BB here. BB has got a 3rd level of veteran in the Panther 4, 20 kills. That's going to be a further problem here for Eats, because, you know, that also gets a nice mobility bonus and rate of fire bonus, making it much more lethal here. Eats there with another T-54-6. Their Grenadiers sent packing across the moon crater landscape over the center. East out their Grenadiers losing Heinz pretty quickly as he gets obliterated. No one bothering with that mortar tube. So yeah, 3 Panther 4 here total for BB, 1 half-8 of HE2. He's being hammered here, mortar firing down deathly upon Eats' infantry. There we go, Ace field gun here, and Panther pushed straight to the line of fire. That's definitely a mistake here, as the Ace field gun has a pretty good rate of fire. Meanwhile, Gun is rushing straight at the Ace T-54-6 with 29 kills. A true hero of the Soviet Union. Order of Lenin. There we go, another T-54 ready. We got the center being seized with the German troops back here. A lot of Panther 4s need repair schools. This is where it's a great thing to have multiple pioneers. That said, I probably would prioritize the veteran 3 Panther 4 over the veterancy half-8 2 Panther 4 there, because, you know, that one's going to be much more impactful. Tap back in the field here for BB than the less veteran Panther 4. Plus, more survivable thanks to the extra armor. So, I'd say in terms of priorities, I would definitely focus on the veteran 3 Panther 4 personally. But there you go, T-54's going for the Grenadiers here, hammering away at them with machine guns and main guns, leaving BB's men dying in the dirt and the muck. Each meanwhile still yet to go for a single guard squad. There you go, and the center being hit with the T-54 from 6 and wild and vicious fire. The T-54 they almost fixed up here. So again, only 1 engineer squad to fix up his armor. Really means he's going to be training behind here, the German Panzers. And there you go. Working on the veteran 3-1 now. Other Panther moving up. They're close though to veteran 2 here. Panther passing the T-54 from 6. They're going to right in the center. Almost wiped out, but once more. Each falls a bit short here of the wipe. Katyusha fire here off, and on the mortar. There you go. Finally gets a wipe here in BB. Finally gets a wipe on one of his infantry squads, that is. Also gets the mortar. Both mortars are cleared out and abandoned, but will each try and crew them? Or will BB try and crew them? Meanwhile, finding an enemy squad here for each thumbs up. And BB's just going to go for 4th Panther 4, because, yeah, again, that makes sense. Why is it up for a Tiger tank? We just go for more Panther 4s. Got the Panther 4 there, but the T-54 in the center is in some deep here. No anti-tank grenades there available. It's on cooldown from turn up. They got cleared out here by BB's Grenadiers here. The situation for Eats is looking pretty desperate. And there you go. He lost his T-54. BB pushing ahead with his Panzerwaffe. He lost 1 Panther 4. He's still got a bunch more. And there we go. Double blitzkrieg maneuver here. He is moving ahead for Deutschland. Damage engine on the Ace Panther 4. But the T-54 from 6 Ace is in a very bad place here. And I'm not talking the Gulag. Driving ahead with the other Panther 4 here. Going round to the base here. Each trying to escape into the rear of it. The Ace Panther 4 there with 22 kills backing off. The Ace T-54 from 6 with 35 kills. They're seeing much better days. And he needs to get it fixed up rapidly. Panther 4's here, disengaging, pulling back towards safety. Mortars recruit here by BB's forces. Field recruit here by Each Frontovix ready to turn them against the German armor here. Is Panther 4, they're bombarding it, looking to silence it. And we got more kills there at the entrance here to each base here from... No, that looked like it though. Anyways. Field gun there, recruit. We got the third Panther 4 moving in here. Feeling they're about to get wiped out though. 28 kills, 15 kills. The trade feats here is quite frankly horrid. Some wild close quarters action, some really nice blitzkrieg maneuvers here from BB. Has very much turned the game in his favor by now. From the field gun as well, BB is looking to secure as much as he can here, including apparently the corpse there of Ivan. It's a bit of quiet here, but hard work there fixing up the T-34-6 Ace. Another Katyusha barrage here. We got 12 kills, veteran 1. He actually got the creeping barrage off. Ah, I think that's a first I've seen actually. That's it. There's a problem with this. Oh, he actually gets the mortar. It's kind of accurate once it hits, I suppose. The problem is just, you know, most people never use it. Since, you know, the regular barrage is quite good as well. But it certainly had a bit more accuracy then. Oh dear. You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, right round, right round. My God, these guys have watched too many westerns, haven't they? He's riding him like a cowboy. I don't think that's a western, Friedrich. He's got 281 versus 69. He's got next to nothing left, and crucially, he's also just constantly attacking straight through the center. Like at this point, this is really where you should, like, you know, look to other angles of attack here, other avenues of approach. But he's just going straight down the middle here into like every gun of BB at this point. So I'd say at this point, each chances are very, very, very minute of winning this. Partly because, largely because, again, like, he's just, like, doing the same thing over and over again, hoping to get lucky. Almost got a Panther 4 here. But we got the other Panther going for the HT for the first one, 6 from that. He has lost his last remaining hope, I think. Without the HT for the first one, 6 there, each chances of turning this around are pretty much nil now, like. In theory, there might be some sort of long shot where he does it, but yeah, there we go. GG, game over. Loss here for the Red Army, a victory for the German Army. A fierce back and forth battle here, but in the end, each, I think, got intimidated here by BB in the early game. Was able to, like, see some initial control, and while each, I think, had opportunities, I think he failed to, like, fully utilize his resources, but also, he was so occupied with just to tank through the center, like, he didn't try to, like, launch any attacks through here, try to get behind his opponent, or via the east side there as well either. And I also feel like the Katyusha ends up being a bit mistimed. Like, I'm not saying he shouldn't have gone for it, but I think he should have gone for more medium armor first and then gone for the Katyusha here. Plus, the lack of gasman really also stands out there as well. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell a friend, tell a family, but don't tell enemies. This is Imperial Links. Cheers. Thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.